Welcome to our Learning Center video on importing CAD. Now, I've got a project here, which is actually a sample file. It's our local Fred Meyer store, about 95,000 square foot store. Now it's Kroger. And we did all the boundary survey on it, submitted all that to the designers. And then once we got the design, then we did all the site work, all the construction staking, all the work tying into the highway here. So a big project. We really enjoyed it. And we used the CAD files from the project manager to do all of that. So I'm going to walk you through the process then of importing a CAD file. But I want to back out real quickly to the help topics. And if you open up the help topics in Traverse PC, and you can access those by going to help, then just choosing help here, or on our website, there's a link at the bottom that says help topics. And I'm going to drop down in the table of contents to a section called using CAD. Traverse PC interfaces really well with CAD. It's not a CAD program, so you're not going to draw things in Traverse PC using CAD tools like you would in a CAD program. We use our quick view technology and Traverse drawing settings and surface settings for all that. It's much nicer. But we interface with CAD. So we've got CAD export workflows, and the one I want to look at here are the CAD import workflows. Now, the way you import or use a CAD file depends on what you're doing. So in our CAD import workflows help topic, we have you ask some questions. There are 8 of them. And then based on that, you choose a workflow. And we basically say you're going to be able to use CAD files that are sent to you. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 options here. We're going to look today at this third one, inserting a CAD file as an XRef into a TPC drawing. And I'm going to walk you through the steps using this Fred Meyer example. Okay, let's drop in and take a look then. So I'll close out this survey and let's start over. This is a sample survey. So from the task manager, I'm going to say sample surveys. And I'm going to choose Learn, Import, CAD. So find the Learn, Import, CAD file and open it. Traverse PC opens up the survey and displays the last drawing. And I can have any number of drawings, but because it's a sample file, we've stripped all the other drawings out and given you just the boundary drawing here. Okay, next let's open the CAD view. So I'm going to do that from the toolbar here. The CAD view is also available in the Windows menu. So I can come down and choose CAD view here as well. And once Traverse PC opens that, let's go to File, Open CAD File. And in that same samples file folder, you're going to find Learn CAD DWG. So this is an AutoCAD drawing. Let's double click that. Now, because we provided the original survey work on this, the file that I have from the designers, the engineers, the CAD file is on the same coordinate system. That's great. Now, if it's not, I can always calibrate the CAD file so that it matches my survey. That's easy enough to do, and we've got lots of topics on that. But if it's already the same coordinate system, all I really have to do is say Insert, XRef, and I want to find that same file, that Learn CAD DWG, and double click it. And now you can see I've got this same survey file, this DWG, overlaid right over the top of my survey. Now, XRefs are a little bit unique in that when I put the cursor over anything in the XRef, the whole XRef gets delineated. So I know that I'm actually on an XRef. But Traverse PC tells me in this tooltip, I can hold the Shift key to select individual objects. So I can hold down the Shift key and I can come in and say, oh, I want to pick something. So let's zoom in here real quick. If I want to pick one of these curve routines, I hold down the Shift key, and now I can come put the cursor over the polyline or the curve layer, or I think there's a sidewalk object, also a polyline right inside of that. So I can access those individual objects, convert those to survey, and create stakeout nodes to go back out in the field. Now, what if I want to stake out all this striping? Let's do the same thing we did earlier. Let's use the Shift key to select one of those striping lines. Let's right click, and this time let's go to Layer Tools. So Traverse PC uses layers in its drawing just like CAD does. All you CAD users will understand how layers work. But look at this. One of the layer options is convert all objects to survey. So I can convert everything on that striping layer to a survey in one command. And now I'll have points for all of these stripes, and I can decide where I want to do the stakeout. At the end of each row of striping, however I want to do that, I'll decide that with the contractor. But all those tools are in there to do that. Let's come back to our help topic, and let's talk about what happens if this project file or this CAD file gets updated. So back in the help topic, we said, am I just importing or exporting a one-off CAD drawing? Well, for this project, the answer is no. I look down a little farther, and number 3 says, do I expect revisions? Updated CAD files? Yes. Based on that, then I'm going to come down and say, okay, based on the answers to your questions above, you'll choose to do one of these. The third option here is insert a CAD files in XRef into a TPC drawing, because as that drawing gets updated, the XRef will update also. So let's drop down to number 3. Inserting a CAD files in XRef into a TPC drawing. Okay, we just did that, and it's going to be good for us because now we can track the changes. In fact, let's go back and just throw a change in here. I'm going to come into Traverse PC in the CAD view, and I'm going to select one of these traffic arrows, and let's just move it over. Let's move it down here, for instance. That would be fine. Okay, let's deselect all the objects, and let's go ahead and save that CAD file. So now I'm going to come over to my XRef, and one of the things I can do with my XRef, once I put the cursor over it, I can right-click. Here are some XRef tools. One of those is to reload the XRef. Let's go ahead and choose that. And look what happened to that traffic arrow. So the traffic arrow is now moved in the XRef that we're using in Traverse PC's drawing view because it got moved in the file that we're XRefing. So this is just one of those ways that we can say, okay, if we look at the help topics, I needed to be able to track changes in that CAD drawing as the project progresses. And option number 3, using XRefs, allows me to do that. And I got to see how that works by bringing the change of the traffic arrow, reflecting that into the Traverse PC drawing automatically. So very neat thing with using XRefs inside of Traverse PC. So I would recommend that you come back to this help topic on CAD import workflows and just spend a little time looking at the questions to ask, how to choose a workflow, and then walking down through these. You're going to really appreciate that Traverse PC has a workflow that works for you and really streamlines what you do. We spent quite a bit of time with this number 3 in the XRefs, but remember there are 6 options here. I think you're going to find one that matches up pretty well with what you do as a general rule. And then of course you're going to have that special job that's a little different, and I think you're going to find a workflow to handle that as well as you learn how Traverse PC interfaces with CAD.